Hey, what's up? Welcome back to this video series where we are building our tree. So in this video, what we're going to go ahead and do is begin to bake out the textures here. So let's go ahead and get started with that. So to begin with, what we need to do is we need to deal with the branches here. So you see, it's just got this plain brown material. So let's just first of all let's just deal with the pivot points of these. So we're gonna set these back to be at the base here. So let's see, about here, and we're just gonna do the same over here. And let's just reset this and place this in the center. There we go. So in order to deal with this, because we are only going to be baking this from the front, we only need to make it look good from the front perspective. So we're going to go to the M key and bring up the material. And where the back is, I'm going to choose the diffuse. I'm going to choose bitmap. And I'm going to go ahead and jump over to the let's see, go folder here, references, and I have this back texture. And we're going to apply this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to choose environment and we're going to choose screen. So this looks a bit weird, but when we render this, okay, you can see that it looks perfectly fine. So that's okay. Don't worry about that. Okay, so the next thing to do is to actually build up the texture point part. So let's create a plane, and we are going to create this plane, and we're going to choose maybe something like 100 by 100. Oh, actually 1000 by 1000. Okay, so let's try 1024. That's still not big enough. It's okay. What we'll do is we'll just scale this to get about the size we want, and I'm just going to press the M key, and I'm going to assign this gray material, and I'm going to go ahead and just remove the segments for now. And what we want to do is we just want to scale this so we capture the entire thing. Okay, so this just needs to scale up just a little bit more. Okay, and what we can do is we can go ahead and first of all, let's just save, and let's bring this closer. So we're gonna have something like this, and we can pull this down, and we want to scale this, and we just want to make sure that we are taking full advantage of the entire plane here. So when we actually do bake this out, we get a very nice, clean, high resolution texture. So this looks fine here. Let's have a look on this side. Yep, that's going to be fine. Okay, so once we've done that, I'm going to right click, choose convert to edgeable poly, and I'm going to add a connect along the middle. It's because we're also going to be using this plane in the end to deal with the sorry, to add the textures back on. Now I'm just going to scale this up just ever so slightly. And the reason being is I want these and not this. There we go. To be just over here. So what I'm looking to do here is just have these both separated. So we just need to keep on manipulating these. So this one is nice and clean over here. And this one, once we move this over, should be fine. Let's see. So that's fine. and that too is also fine. Okay, so now we have these two set up. We're going to save this, Okay, and if we turn the wireframe off, here's what we have. We have the diffuse and the color here. So I'm going to select these. I'm going to choose hide selection, and we're going to make a few copies of this. So let's just drag this over here, and let's do, we need 4 maybe. Let's see, we need a diffuse mask. Yeah, so this one's going to be the diffuse, the mask, the leaf mask, so we can alter and edit the leaves in Photoshop, and even add that inside the materials inside Unreal if we need to, so we can get different color leaves and so on and so forth. And we need one for the normal. So we have this set up. Let's go ahead and start to bake these out. So what we need to do is we need to hide everything that's not going to be used. So I'm going to choose hide, and we're going to select our plane, and we're going to go to render to texture, and once that's loaded we can go ahead and set this up. So first thing we want to do is we want to choose the projection mapping, and we want to choose enable. We choose pick, and it's going to bring up a list. Now because we have everything hidden, only the things that are visible inside the scene are going to be visible. So we're going to choose Control A to select all, choose add, and we'll just give this a moment to process. Okay, so once that has done, let's see, there we go. We need to go to options, and we're going to uncheck this ray mischeck. We're going to go to settings, and we want to increase the quality of this, so we're going to choose enable global super sampler, and let's see which one should we use. Use Mitchell. Okay, and close this, and we can close this. Turning off this ray mischeck is going to make sure we're not going to get this red background where there's no information. Use existing channel is going to be fine. We're just going to create an automatic unwrap when we do this, and because this is already a flat surface, it's going to be fine. We choose add, and we want to add a diffuse. Choose add elements, and we can choose an output. So I'm going to go to desktop, foldage. I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to go to textures. Go inside here, and we're going to call this branch diff for diffuse, and we're going to go ahead and choose tagger, choose save, press OK, and we're going to choose 2048 for the texture resolution, and we're going to click render and click continue. And so you can see we get color information. Now there is something we need to change here, something I didn't account for just a moment ago. As you can see here, we have a bunch of shading information, and we don't really want that on the diffuse. So to fix this, let's first of all do 2 things. I want to go to the top view here, and this is something I didn't fix before. You see how this cage is sort of skewed? What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to cage, I'm going to click reset, and we're going to push this out maybe by 100, maybe a little less than that. Let's try 50. Nope. Let's try 70. Okay, so 70 is good. We just want to push this outside, out of here, so we still capture the whole scene. Okay, so to deal with the shading issue, we're going to press M, and we're going to go to the leaf, and we're going to increase the illumination up to 100, and we're going to do the same here for the back. So we're going to set this to self illumination up to 100. So now when we go to render to texture, we're going to go and click render. It's going to ask us, do you want to overwrite? We're going to choose yes, and what you'll see here is that now we only have flat color, and this is perfect. This is exactly what we want. And when we zoom in here, because we have this high resolution, we can actually see the finer detail inside of the texture. Now when we bake the normal map, we're going to get that shading information back. So let's go ahead and deal with the next bake. So we're going to unhide everything, and the next one we'll do will just be the mask. So let's hide selection, and we're going to select everything except for the backplane. And this one we're going to set to complete white. And we're going to set the self-illumination up to 100 and assign this. Now we're going to select the backplane and let's just reassign a material. There we go. And we can need to do this for the rest of them actually now. So let's just unhide everything. Select this and this. Here we got those. This and this. There we go. And just assign that. Okay. So let's hide all these again. Let's select this. And let's go through that same process again. So we need to go to render, render to texture, choose enable, choose pick, select all, choose add. And I'm just going to quickly go through these and get these completed pretty quick. And let's see. Now, when we baked out the diffuse map, we actually baked out a alpha channel that was already inside of that texture. But just for the sake of going through this again and showing you how we could bake this out separately, let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to choose diffuse again, 2048, and we're going to place this in here, textures, and for this one I'm just going to put _M for mask, choose save. Oops, we need to choose the tagger. Okay, and we need to go to cage, reset, and I believe it was 70. Let's just check this. Yeah, 70. And let's choose render and click continue, and we're going to get the mask, which is great. So now you can see why we actually modeled the leaves here. It makes it much easier to create a perfect mask. Okay, so we can close this and let's unhide the rest. Okay, so let's hide this and this one. And for this one, what we actually want to do is we want to go ahead and select everything except for the branches and obviously the backplane. I'm going to choose M, and we're going to assign this white, and then we're going to select the branches. Yeah, and let's just do it like this. And we're going to set this to be complete black. So it's self-illumination to 100, assign this and press OK. So now we only have the leaves, so we're going to select this and we're going to go through that same process. We're going to go to render, render to texture. We're going to choose enable, pick, select all, add. We're going to wait for this to process. Okay. Once this is done, we can go to the cage, click reset, set the amount to 70. We're going to go back over to the render to texture tab. We're going to choose add. Then we're going to go to diffuse, add elements. We're going to save this. So in this case, I'm going to choose LM for leaf mask. I'm going to choose tagger. Save, OK, 2048, and render. Okay, so now you can see we have this red at the background. This is because we forgot to uncheck the ray mist check. So let's just go ahead and do that. Let's go back into options, uncheck ray mist check, and scroll back down and choose render, continue, and overwrite. Okay, so we have done that. Now we are on our final bake. So let's unhide all. Let's select this, and in this case, we just can assign the same color to the entire scene. So now we can see all the shading information. We're going to select this. We're going to go through that same process. We're going to go to render, render to texture, and actually we need to hide everything, which we forgot to do here. hide selection. There we go. So select this, render. The texture, enable, pick, select all, choose add. We will again go ahead and reset the cage back to 70. Once this has finished processing, there we go. We can go to reset 70. And once we have done that, we need to go to options, ray mischeck. We can scroll down, we're going to choose add, and this time we're going to add a normal map. So let's go ahead and choose normal, add elements, save this as branch underscore n for normal. Again, we're going to go ahead and set this to be tagger, save, press OK, choose 2048, and we're going to click and choose render. Now you see that this doesn't actually produce, or have we chosen something wrong here? Let's see. The way we can check that is going to the output folder, and let's just open this normal, make sure that we didn't do something incorrect here. So let's just open this. Okay, so you can see that the normal map has produced the normals, and it looks fine. So we see that our normal map is here and it looks fine. Just trying to zoom in, which is not allowing me to. There we go. So we can see the normal information and it looks okay. And what we can do is I'm going to go to filter and choose normalize normal map. Okay, so it's fine. So we can close this, press no, and it just looks like it's a bug with that. So we have all the textures rendered out, so we can unhide all. And so in the next video, we are ready to go ahead and begin to construct our small branches. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe and I'll see you in the next video.